Hello, everybody. This is Craig from 9 Volt Games, and this is going to be a little addendum, I guess, to Silent Hill 2 video. It's a couple things. I want to talk about a couple video game theories that I enjoy because Davina and I were talking about. Sorry, my washing machine's on. Davina and I were talking about the theory of Mary being in the trunk. We were talking about it on Facebook actually, and continue to talk about it on Facebook. And yeah, if you ever want to talk about theories and shit, by the way, if you go like my Facebook page, ask me questions on there about shit, Silent Hill, whatever fucking games you want me to ask me questions about. It's so much easier for me to answer questions for you on there, by the way. Because sometimes you will ask me a question, if you get a response during the day, it's always fucked up, like grammar and words and blah, 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 because I try and do it on my phone really quick because I'm at work. So I try to do them all on my breaks, and sometimes it's overwhelming, but whatever. So let's talk about a little bit about a couple of my favorite fan theories, and I'll get to the Silent Hill Maria in the trunk because I guess that was actually half confirmed by team members of Team Silent back when Silent Hill 2 was out. So let's get these ones out of the way first. One of my favorite ones, and I like to tell my son this because he's young. And I want to see how it pans out for him looking at it in a different perspective. The theory that Mario is the bad guy. Because Mario is a dude who doesn't belong in the Mushroom Kingdom. Right? He goes to the Mushroom Kingdom to help Princess Peach. And everything that's in the Mushroom Kingdom, all the bad guys that you fight, they live there. That's their home. Mario's in there intruding on shit and beating all these things up. And the thing I think is funny is that it's Princess Peach, alright? And then King Koopa, or Bowser. Bowser's originally a king. And, you know, baby Bowser always calls Peach Mama. So, I don't know. It's really weird. I mean, it's hard for me to discuss this in depth without stealing directly from the game theorist because I watched that video. I think I was actually initially looking for some like backup or what other people have to say about Mario being the bad guy. And, because he does. He kills things and takes their skin and uses them to progress further in the levels just to save one crazy white woman in in a land full of anthropomorphic, animals. So it's odd to me to not look at it, from a different perspective and be like, Mario is a bad guy. He's essentially what we would classify in our country, because we love this word so much, as a terrorist. He does. He goes into another place and fucks shit up just to save one person. That's a terrorist. But yeah, so it's fun when I think about that. And then the game theories did the one about how Yoshi's a slave, because if you watch the animation, which I've done multiple times, is he's punching Yoshi in the head to get him to stick his tongue out to kill enemies. So essentially, he's beating Yoshi to destroy his friends, which I think is cool. The other one is, I like this one because I got a lot of shit for this when I put this video up. It was Metal Gear Twin Snakes. In Metal Gear Twin Snakes, I did a review for it, and I said it was phenomenal, and it's very much akin to the original, and I didn't note some of the changes that people got upset about. It was mainly the fucking rocket shot at Snake, and he did his little backflip fucking Matrix style escape from the rocket. And there was multiple scenes in the game like that was very like Matrix-esque, and people said that it took it away. The other thing that people complain about is I said that I didn't say Liquid was voiced by somebody else because he wasn't. It's always Cam Clark who voices Liquid. Anyways, I think it's Cam Clark. He uses different names in different games, so it's hard. I know he used a different name in Dragon Age. But anyways, I digress. People got upset about the, the Matrix style scenes, and I don't know. They felt that it took away from the game. But I read an awesome theory that actually makes a lot of sense. Is that Otacon made that shit up in his head? So we have the established story of Metal Gear Solid on PlayStation, all right? And you saw the way that it played out. And a majority of us who ended up playing Twin Snakes are the people who actually played and beat Metal Gear Solid. So, as, the graphics got better, the engine got better, blah, 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 and then they embellished the fight scenes to be a lot more like Matrix style and over-exaggerated the point where they're not believable. But then you think back when you meet Otacon, and the first thing out of his mouth about Frank Yeager, is, or Gray Fox is, this is like something out of my animes, right? So he idolizes Snake, and the theory is that all this extra, you know, crazy, unbelievable shit is like his own personal embellishment to the story of Snake. So it's pretty cool, because if you think about it like that, Metal Gear Solid was the story, the PlayStation version. And then the title, it sounds a little off, for Metal Gear Twin Snakes. And Silicon Knights ended up doing Metal Gear Twin Snakes. So it was like somebody else's take on the already established Metal Gear story, and they embellished it. Much like if someone had watched that fight happen between Liquid and Snake and Gray Fox, and that they would have, just to get people more excited about it, be like, yeah, and then he shot a fucking rocket at him and he did a backflip out of the way, even though that's not what happened. So I think that was a pretty cool theory, that Otacon actually, it was how the fight would have been viewed through Otacon's eyes. So I thought that was pretty cool. Other than that, they just wanted to make it on par with the craziness that was in Metal Gear Solid 2, which I still appreciated, but you know. Then this theory that I talked about in my Final Fantasy VIII video, and some people get real passionate about telling me how wrong I am with this, but it was that, you know, Squall dies immediately when he gets blasted to the chest with the ice shard, and when he's falling, that's it. I mean, I thought it was a good theory. There's like no mention of his fucking, no scar, no nothing. Nobody cares. And then the whole end of the game gets real fucking weird anyways. I don't know. I thought it was a cool theory to cling on to. I'm going to have to play. I think I started playing Final Fantasy VIII again. I stopped for something. I'm going to have to continue playing it again and look into this theory more, because people really get passionate about it. And then last but not least, my favorite game theory now at the moment. And I told you when I was younger, in Silent Hill 2, I thought that maybe when James comes out of that bathroom, he's in the parking lot, maybe he never left the parking lot. Because the more you look at Mary's letter and Angela's knife, which could have been your knife, the more you look at it, the further you progress through the game, the more of it disappears, and the more you look at it dictates the suicide ending, in which he drives himself into the lake, which he notes right in the beginning when he's on that ledge, and he says, you know, a special place. Did she mean the lake? We would spend our whole days just staring at the water. And what's he do with his car in the canon ending? He drives in a lake. He's trying to come meet Mary in their special place, but if she's already dead and he's driving his car into the lake, how's he going to meet her in the special place? She's in the trunk. Apparently, the old theory, this is what I found interesting. I did a little research and I got excited. That's why I did this video. Apparently, the original theory was that Mary's body was in the back seat of the car. That's why the only views that you get of the car don't show you directly into the back seat. It just shows you into the driver's side, and then it shows you like the weird angle. Okay? So, I guess I can't find the sauce for this, but it was on a theory list, and it said that it was partially confirmed by somebody that is a great possibility that Mary could be around. She's not in the back seat, but she could be in the trunk, and I guess that was said jokingly. But then I thought about it, and I was talking to Devine, and I said, wait a minute, I never made this connection. Maybe he left, maybe he didn't leave that parking lot. And no one's ever come out and said one of the stories is canon. I mean, one of the endings is canon. I guess they said that, you know, the most common ending you're going to get is in water. Because most people look at the letter, most people look at the knife. Most people don't, you know, take extreme care of Maria. It's hard because she runs into danger. And all that dictates the suicide ending. So, what if you get the rebirth ending? If you get the rebirth ending, he gets back in the boat and he takes her body out. If you get all the items. Where do you get her body from? If he never left Silent Hill, where did he get Mary's body to do the rebirth ending? Because it didn't show him leaving and then coming back to Silent Hill with her body. He had to have went back to his car and grabbed her body, got in the boat, and took off. See what I'm saying? The other one is, if Maria doesn't really exist and you get the Leave ending, she goes with him to his car. And she's there to replace Mary. If she's there to replace Mary and then have this hell continuously going because she's sick and coughing, well, he gets in the car and then Mary's just erased. I've always assumed that's what it was. He just traded off Mary for Maria, and it's going to happen again. And then the next one could be called fucking Amaria, for all I know. And then the Leave ending doesn't really give you any, hints towards it. But yeah, now the more I think about it, the more I think she's in a fucking trunk. She has to be in the trunk because of the two endings. He wanted to make good on his promise to take Maria back to Silent Hill. So if he's going to meet her there, he can't meet her there knowing that he knows that she's dead. She's not going to meet him there. She died 3 years ago, and then later in the game you find out it was not 3 years ago. It just happened. She just died. So he probably smothered her, popped her in the trunk, drove to Silent Hill with the intention of driving into the lake so that they could have their final resting place together because he felt guilty for smothering his wife. He couldn't deal with her. He wanted to kill her. And then he felt bad and realized he couldn't live without her. So he took her to one place. And then he made that fucking letter up in his head to begin with, because if you, like I said, if you continuously look at that letter while you go through the game, it disappears. So she didn't send him a letter. She's in the trunk. All that shit was just made up in his head. He killed her. He panicked. He got in the car. He went to Silent Hill to go kill himself, and then whatever hell you choose to go through with one of the endings is what happens to her body in the trunk. Because we all see her, if you watch the video, you see him carrying her body. Where is her body? You see him talking to her body at the end of the game. No matter what, of the normal endings, he talks to her body. She's still alive. She's in the bed. He talks to her. Where is he talking to her body? That's always why I thought he never left, by the way. He never left that area, by the way, because he's talking to her. And she looks pretty fucking dead. But yeah, so let me know below what some of your favorite game theories are. And like I said, hit me up on Facebook if you want to talk about them. Maybe I will explore some of these game theories and I'll give you my opinion about them. Thank you guys for watching. Don't give me any Assassin's Creed ones. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. However, if you do have a Call of Duty one regarding the nuke, if I can get enough people, you're going to believe this. If I get enough people telling me about the nuke one, I might just go back, play some Modern Warfare, and we can do that. I won't do any Black Ops 1s, though. Thank you very much for watching. That's weird.